This is my audience for my presentation. One of the biggest problems my generation faces today is finding a green energy source instead of using fossil fuels. Some of the bigger names in green energy are wind energy, hydroelectricity, and solar energy. But I'm here to tell you and try and persuade you why thorium is the future of green energy instead of those big name energy sources. First, before I explain why it's the best green energy source, I need to explain why it's the best nuclear energy source. Thorium is more abundant in the United States than any other nuclear energy source, with the United States being tied for third in the most amount of unmined thorium, and that is taken from the World Nuclear Association. Thorium is unable to cause a meltdown due to it being what's known as a fertile material instead of the regular fissile materials like plutonium and uranium. A fertile material needs a very small amount of a fissile material to actually cause any form of energy reaction, and removing that fissile material will completely shut down thorium. Once thorium is used in its nuclear process, it can then be converted into an isotope of uranium that could then be used in other nuclear reactors. On to why it's the best green energy source. As you can see from these values, the Hoover Dam and an average thorium reactor both are around 30 million gigawatts per year, which is much larger than something like a wind turbine farm or a solar farm. And while the Hoover Dam is much higher in energy than the thorium reactor, it's much less accessible than many other thorium reactors, because the Hoover Dam runs through the Colorado River and is the third largest hydroelectric dam in North America. Not many other places have access to something that powerful. While from the 70s and 80s, there's plenty of decommissioned nuclear reactors around that could be retrofitted for thorium. And some of these values are taken from a website known as Solar Reviews and the U.S. Energy Information Administration. And as always, these are averages, estimates, or calculations, and energy can fluctuate based on outside variables, so this may not be completely true at all times. While thorium is very good in a lot of aspects, there are definitely a lot of drawbacks to it as well. Currently, there are no active thorium nuclear reactors in the world, although the Chinese and Indian governments in their respective countries are working to create their own and test it. Thorium is obviously a non-renewable energy source because it gets consumed in the process and eventually it will run out, but it can give us enough time to find a better renewable energy source that can create more energy. And obviously nuclear power is extremely frowned upon today due to certain disasters such as 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl, and the Fukushima reactor in Japan. And just the thought of nuclear, generally people would mainly go to nuclear weapons such as the atom bombs used in World War II. And while all these are drawbacks, with the current rate of technology being created in the world, there's no reason why thorium would not be able to be used as an energy source in the coming years. And there are plenty of upsides to it that I haven't even mentioned, such as the fact that there's no nuclear waste created in the process and there's very little radiation given off. That is why I personally think, and I think you should think, that thorium is the future of energy in the world. Thank you.